This podcast is sponsored by Release Winery. Every wine tells a story. Each growing season, it's our goal to create an artisan Napa Valley wine of exceptional quality. Join us as the story of this ultra-limited wine continues. Learn more at releasewinery.com.
Yes, winemaking is definitely something that you have to be patient with. It's even better watching people taste it and really get that look on their face that it's like, okay, I've done something right here. All of this time, the 4 years from the beginning of harvest to the time that it reaches the consumer, it's all worth it. It's very rewarding. I grew up in Santa Maria, so another wine growing region on the Central Coast. We always had wine on the dinner table, but I never thought that that would be a career option until I was looking at colleges and realized, UC Davis is the right college for me. And I needed to pick a major because originally I wanted to go in for veterinary science. And I was working in a veterinary clinic and decided I don't want to do that anymore. So UC Davis has an incredible winemaking program, and I decided to check the box and went from there. I went to UC Davis 4 years in and out and started working out here in Napa Valley. It's a lot of chemistry, a lot of science, math, biochemistry, physics. It's all the same basic classes. But then I get to go play in the vineyards and get dirty in the winery and make these incredible products. And I get to take my work home with me at the end of the night and have a glass of wine. And I started making wine in 2006. So I started at CV Vineyard, small family winery, about 5,000 cases. Sure. Worked there for a couple years, worked at Bryant Family Vineyard. I went to New Zealand and did a vintage down there, which was an interesting experience. And then came back to Napa Valley, and I was working at Sequoia Grove Winery for 4 years and found out that Steve was looking for a new winemaker. So we connected, and I came up here, and the rest is history.
I put some parameters together. At first, I didn't care if they had a chemistry degree or a winemaking degree. If they had a chemistry degree, I wanted them to have actual experience for, let's say, 5 or 10 years in a winery, just so I knew that they did make the jump. But we had about 130 people apply for the position, and I whittled it down to 24 pretty quick, then 12, 10, 8, 4, 3, and that's when a mutual friend introduced us to Kelley. And I had to tell those other 3 the position was filled. Wow. It was, right. And it was a great exercise to go through, because then I knew Kelley was the right person. If I hadn't gone through that exercise, you'd always kind of wonder. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But maybe I wouldn't have wondered, because she proved herself so quickly here in the cellar. In fact, so she started in January of 2013. And by the time harvest came around, we trusted her enough to run the harvest. So it was 9 months and go for it. And what was amazing was, after we went through all this, as you know, there's a lot of questions you're not allowed to ask in an interview. And then when we had hired her and I was filling out the paperwork, my jaw dropped when I saw she was still in her 20s. Right. The resume and the age didn't add up. It was really incredible what a work ethic she's got. I do a lot of winemaker dinners and benefits, and there doesn't seem to be a chef in America that has the courage to do an all-red wine dinner. So we were always having to start with someone else's wine, since we were not making a Chardonnay. And I got tired of that. So I started asking and thinking and talking and doing some research. And if we were going to make another Chardonnay, it was going to be one of the greatest. And when you talk Chardonnay and you talk one of the greatest, that's Sonoma Coast, Russian River Valley. Yeah. And I got turned on to a family grower out there that has a lot of the same visions, ideals, work ethics as we do. I was turned on to him by Mark Neal up in Angwin. He said, introduced us. They've got these gold ridge soils, which seems like ancient sand dunes of black soil, only about 10 miles from the Pacific Ocean. The fog burns off at noon. So it kind of fits our mountain identity because they are these rolling kind of hill mountain things. They get the fog from Sonoma Coast. And the name of the grower is Boleto. And he was a self-started kind of guy. He dropped out of high school to grow produce to feed his family. He's been incredibly successful and grows some of the best fruit in the area. So, our Chardonnay is from one of the world's greatest Chardonnay growing regions, and that's Gold Ridge soils, Sonoma Coast.
Honestly, I think the most interesting thing happened this harvest. I was out sampling the vineyards and encountered some bear prints. So we had a bear that was visiting the vineyard in the middle of the night.
2 bears.
And she would eat some of the grapes and just carry on down the vineyard row.
When we met and I was hiring her, I was unaware of the bear. And so...
That's a T-shirt right there.
Right, unaware of the bear.
Unaware of the bear. I do not recall a bear in the vineyard.
So what do you do with a bear? I mean...
Let them eat what they're eating.
They're active at dusk and dawn. And so I would be sure to go out into that vineyard block about an hour after the sun rose.
With a cowbell or?
Well, our vineyard foreman, when he found out that the bear was there and he would see me going into that block, he would get on the ATV and just circle the block to make noise. But I was never in any danger, but it was neat to see bear prints out there because, I've seen the coyotes out there, right?
Yeah.
Big bear.
Yeah. And we've got coyotes. There's always a couple that run across, and the skunks are always out there, and raccoons and turkeys. But this is the first I've seen a bear in our vineyard. So we've got a good
really
little
cool
ecosystem here.
Yeah, it's really cute. There's a path straight out of the woods to the fence, and then there's a part of the fence that they just roll right over, and then they go straight in, and they just start eating in a row. And
You should set up a camera out there and try
we
to
did.
catch. Oh, did you? Did you get the footage?
we got a picture of one of the bears.
We got her butt on camera.
That was her face. That was
yeah.
her face.
This is not a very good-looking bear, was it?
I thought it was her rear.
I think those were ears.
Yeah.
The bear just eats the fruit. They don't damage anything.
This podcast is sponsored by Release Winery. Every wine tells a story. Each growing season, it's our goal to create an artisan Napa Valley wine of exceptional quality. Join us as the story of this ultra-limited wine continues. Learn more at releasewinery.com.